Chris Watkins from Your Black World, the Black Business School. And I wanted to, first of all, welcome you guys to the Black Financial Channel. The blackfinancialchannel.com is where we talk about issues that are Black and financial. And, you know, I really couldn't help but to dig into this conversation because it looks like the NCAA has declared economic warfare on LeBron James. They basically have decided to shout out and call out LeBron and his business partner, Rich Paul, who's the founder of Clutch Sports. Clutch Sports represents a lot of well-known athletes. From what I understand, they represent, let's see, Eric Bledsoe, John Wall, Ben Simmons, Anthony Davis, Draymond Green, and LeBron himself. And basically, the NCAA has just done something that a lot of people consider to be pretty dirty, pretty blatant, pretty ugly, pretty sinister. And so hit the thumbs up button, by the way. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, we'd like for you to do that so that we can have more people into the conversation. And also just know that this is the platform for intelligent Black people. So if you're not Black and intelligent, you may want to leave because this is not a place for ignorant people. So you may want to get the fuck out. All right. So here we go. So here's what I'm looking at this, and I see the comments coming in already. It looks like a lot of you are upset about this. And so what I'm gonna do, for those of you who are not aware of what happened, I'm gonna read some of this to you. I have an article in front of me from ESPN. It speaks about new NCAA rules changes, and you know the NCAA is one of the most corrupt organizations in the history of this country, other than slavery and the prison industrial complex itself. The NCAA is stealing from Black people. When they talk about reparations and a wealth gap, a lot of that wealth gap is part of it's driven by not just massive student loans that you're accumulating by going to these big white universities, but also from the fact that the NCAA probably they rape the Black community of about $1 billion a year when they have, you know, talented athletes like, you know, Zion Williamson and others on national television, and make deliberate rules that say they can't get paid at all, but the coaches can get millions of dollars. The coaches can go to whatever school they want, but players can't. The coaches have all these rights and labor rights and everything else. Athletes get none of those, even though the athletes are the only ones doing any real labor. The coaches are just telling the athletes what to do. So let me read some of this to you. Hit the thumbs up button as I read this to you. Please hit the thumbs up button. All right. The NCAA issued a memo to agents on Monday outlining new certification requirements to represent players testing the NBA draft waters. So this is regulations for players that want to see if they are draft eligible, if they're going to get picked by a good team, if they're going to go in the draft where they think they want to go. In the memo obtained by ESPN, the NCAA outlined new criteria for agents. Now, pay attention, y'all. These are the new rules they put in place. The agents must have a bachelor's degree, NBPA certification. I think it's let's see, Players Association, NBA Players Association, maybe National Basketball Players Association. I guess that's what it stands for. Certification for at least 3 consecutive years, professional liability insurance, and completion of an in-person exam taken at the NCAA office in Indianapolis in early November. So the two things that I think, and LeBron, you know, responded very quickly. LeBron actually went on Twitter and basically, you know, he basically called this out as what he's called the Rich Paul rule, where they're explicitly targeting Rich Paul because I guess they feel that he and LeBron have too much influence on college athletes. And it's true. These athletes, they love LeBron. They know the difference between being represented by a brother and being represented by these people that are out here robbing Black athletes. When you see these athletes going broke, a lot of times they're going broke, you know, right next to somebody who was supposed to look out for their interests who never did. The agents and the lawyers don't go broke. The manager don't go broke. The damn people managing the bank account don't go broke. All these other people don't go broke, but your ass goes broke. Well, a lot of times it's because they don't care about your financial outcomes. They're literally looking at these athletes as people, as almost like apple trees, where they can pick the fruit off the apple tree, or you know, in a parasitic kind of framework, where it's sort of like, okay, how much can we get out of this guy before he dries up and financially dies? And this is hitting your community hard. Remember, every time a guy gets drafted in the NBA and even the NFL, That's a new black millionaire. That's a new black male millionaire. Each of those millionaires has the capacity to be a walking one-man corporation. So every time a player gets drafted by the NBA, they're being given enough money to form a multi-million-dollar corporation. They literally are a walking institution. So sloppily handling all those resources is a huge drain on the black community, because if I'll tell you what, you give me the salary of even an average NBA player, and watch how many schools I can build. Watch how many businesses I can start. Watch how many hundreds, even thousands of black people I can employ. Why? Well, because I understand finance at a very high level, and I can say, okay, we could take the $500,000, allocate it here. We could buy this entire block. Let's buy these 4 schools. Let's do this, and let's set up a business model here, and here. Like, there's a lot you can do with that, but unfortunately, that's not really discussed. That's not really encouraged the way it should be. And so what I really think is that when you see these little moves being made, you got to read between the lines and look at what they're trying to do to you. What they see what you don't see. They see what you don't see. LeBron's starting to see it. Other guys see it, but I still don't think we see it the way they see it. What they're seeing is they're seeing the black male athlete as a $1 trillion commodity. So they're thinking, how do we control this $1 trillion commodity the same way we control the trillions of dollars in resources in Africa, right? They're the same way remember, at the turn of the century, they had a meeting. The European countries had a meeting where they put Africa on a big board and they chopped it into pieces and said, you get this part, you get that part. Germany, you get this. France, you get that. England, you get this. So because we want to stay on code, and we don't want the Africans to have any of this power, but we want to have it for ourselves, and we don't want to lose it, because we know that if we're divided, we're gonna have a greater chance of losing our wealth. If we stay together, we can control this thing. We're gonna figure this out in advance so that everybody is on code and knows what belongs to who, who gets what, and who's going to plunder this country. And so, this continent. And so what's happened, over the last several hundred years is that Africa has been drained of so many of its resources, trillions of dollars in resources, because you had the oppressors staying on code, staying coordinated, and going after this country that unfortunately was pretty divided. How does that translate to the NCAA? Well, the NCAA, instead of having European countries coordinating their activities and trying to stay on code so they can plunder Africa, you have European universities, European run big white schools that all get together and they have a meeting. They say, look, there's a $1 trillion asset called the black male athlete. And if y'all stay on code and y'all all stick together and you stay coordinated and abide by the same rules, then we can keep all the wealth for ourselves and they get very little. So that's why NCAA institutions are under one umbrella. That's why NCAA institutions follow the same protocol. That's why if you leave one school and say, look, they wouldn't pay me what I'm worth, will y'all pay me? The other school says, no, we're not going to pay you either, because they're all staying on code so they can all work together to create what is called a cartel. A cartel is actually illegal in most businesses and in most industries in the United States. The NCAA has been a consistent violation of antitrust law in the United States. The NCAA is waiting, and in fact, I think there's one in court right now. They're waiting to be sued to the tune of hundreds of billions of dollars for all the wealth and resources that their cartel, their illegal antitrust violating cartel, has extracted from the black community and other communities in this country. So this is the strategy. It's all about coordination, and the NBA owners do the same thing. Back in the mid 1990s, Kevin Garnett got signed to the Minnesota Timberwolves to a contract that was insanely high. I think they offered him $21 million a year, which at that time, I think the average player was getting $4 or $5 million a year. So they signed him to this massive $21 million deal. All the players said, oh, no, we can't have this. We can't have the Negroes getting access to the money. So what they did was they locked out the players, right? So let me tell you what happened when they locked them out. When they locked them out, it was the owners against the players. So you had all these different players, hundreds of them, trying to get on the same page. It didn't work. You had rich players, poor players, educated players, ignorant players, famous players, not so famous players, veteran players, rookie players, all these different people with different interests, and they were not able to get on the same accord. So what happened, though, at the same time, simultaneously, the owners all did what the European countries did. They all did what the NCAA does. All the owners said, we have got to stay on the same page if we're going to win this fight. Unity is the key for us to be able to get as much wealth as possible out of these people. David Stern, the commissioner of the NBA at that time, told the owners, he said, if you guys do not stay coordinated, you will lose this battle. You will not win. So every time they had a vote, it was always unanimous. Every vote, always unanimous. Do we continue the lockout or end it? Unanimous. Do we ask for X% or Y%? Unanimous. Everything was unanimous, unanimous, unanimous. And you know what happened? The owners whooped the asses of the players in that negotiation. They set salaries back so far that literally to this day, rookies can't make even a fraction of what they're truly worth in terms of NBA salary. So where does this translate into the present? LeBron's playing a different game. You know, just like when I did that video series, you guys can find it on drboystv.com called What a Billionaire Told Me About Black People. What that billionaire said, that I really like this guy. He's a white dude, but he was cool. He's real cool. And he said, when you start really talking about real black power, when you really start coordinating your people and really attacking white supremacist wealth building strategies, he said, don't think this is going to be easy. He said, you're playing a different game at that point. They're not used to you. They're used to you playing checkers. They're not used to you playing chess. So they're going to come at you with everything they got. So you got to be ready for that mentally. You got to be prepared for that. And so LeBron is not playing checkers. He's not doing what they're used to athletes doing. He's not choosing to shut up and dribble. He's not choosing to just focus on basketball, booty, and bling and forget about everything else. He's coordinating. He's creating coordinated strategies in which they are now a significant force in the NBA and in the NCAA. Not only are they significant in terms of power, they have the cool factor going for them. What player wouldn't want to be represented by LeBron or even Jay-Z over some corny white boy that went to Harvard? Seriously, and they're threatened by that. They don't like that. Zion Williamson. And I hope it's okay for me to mention some of this. I'm going to talk. I know the guys who run the Jordan brand. The president, Larry Miller, is a really good guy. Zion Williamson, when he signed his shoe deal, he didn't get the most money offered by the Jordan brand. The Jordan brand did not offer him the most money. From what I understand, they make offers. They say, look, here's what we're offering you. If you want it, take it. If you don't want it, that's okay. He still took the offer from the Jordan brand, even though other shoe companies offered him more money. Why is that? Well, because he's a brother, and every brother loves the Jordan brand. Brothers want to work with other brothers. And that's what you're getting. And I think that they feel very threatened by this. They don't like this. They also don't like the fact that LeBron is intelligent, and bless him for this. He's intelligent and conscientious enough to speak out on the slavery, the economic slavery consistently committed by the NCAA. He speaks on it. I think he did a documentary on it. I haven't seen it yet. I don't even know if it's out, but I'm going to watch it. I'm going to support this because I'm so happy that we have one of the greatest athletes on the planet willing to address one of the greatest injustices on the planet, at least when it comes to the black male or black men who are trying to accumulate some wealth. So here's my last statement on this, and I got to go. I have a meeting in a couple of minutes. Hit the thumbs up button, please, before you go. Please hit the thumbs up button. We really need you guys to do that so that it pushes so more people see this video, because black men are coming together and we're sharing knowledge, and that's the scariest thing in the world. J. Edgar Hoover actually said, remember that J. Edgar Hoover said that the biggest fear that he had was black unity, that black unity or a black messiah or black leaders, that was the scariest thing in the world for him, because he said once black people start coming together and working together, it's going to be a wrap, But anyway, here's what I think LeBron could do. I would love to see this. I don't know if this is ever going to happen, but I'm going to throw it out there in hopes that maybe one day, maybe somebody will hear it and consider doing this. I think LeBron should call for a strike amongst NCAA basketball players. I think LeBron, we've almost done it before. They were very close to doing it one year. Almost all the players in the Final Four came very close to striking many years ago. I got to go look it up, but it was many years ago. Call for a strike. Tell them, say, look, if you don't pay us, then we're not going to play. No pay, no play. No excuses. Just cut the check. Just cut the check. It's time for reparations for black people. It's time for reparations for NCAA athletes and their families. You can't have an athlete generating $20-30 million a year for a school, and his mama's living in the projects and can't even afford a car, and is using a bus pass to get to work every day so she can wash clothes for white people or whatever the hell. That's insanity. That is absolute insanity. So I say, since they fucking with you, LeBron, you fuck with them. You are King James. And now, mind you, I fear for him. I really do. I really fear for him, because I feel like they're gonna catch him with a scandal. They're going to try to bring him down. They're going to put some video on TMZ of him with some woman or whatever it is. I don't know. They're going to get him. They're going to come get him. They coming. Just mark my words. They're coming to get LeBron. Let's just make sure. Are you reading the words coming out of my mouth? They're coming to get LeBron. So when they come get him, don't be surprised. And also do not be surprised if I support him no matter what. No matter what they pull out of their ass on LeBron, I will support LeBron because LeBron is an ally and I am loyal to my allies. So this loyalty I have is going to continue even when they pull out the scandal that they're going to pull out on LeBron. And I guarantee you it's going to be a doozy because they do not want a man like him to have that kind of power, that kind of voice, and to be engaged in that kind of coordinated business strategy. It's very scary for a lot of people. A lot of people are going to lose a lot of money. They're going to come after him with everything they got. That's my 2 cents. I got to go. Hit the thumbs up button. Have a good day, everybody. Don't forget, I'll be in Los Angeles this week. If you want to come out to our investment seminar, we'll be talking about investing all day long. You guys know my PhD's in finance, so I'm damn good at this stuff. I can teach you everything you need to know. So come on out. You also get to network with other Black wealth builders and progressive-minded Black people who are actually doing really good things. So it's really, really awesome. So you don't have to go build your business by yourself. There are people out there that want to do what you do. So I encourage you to fly into LA or come out if you live nearby, whatever the case may be. Go to drboycelosangeles.com. That's drboycelosangeles.com. Hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe, all that stuff. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Peace.